I'm Eric. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that's it's a little bit pressing for myself, just to kind of set some kind of goal, something to kind of aim for. With it being January, being a new year, this is the year 3 of my crazy eBay experiment that I tried. If you haven't seen those videos, I kind of had this crazy idea where I wanted to come back to eBay part-time. I used to be a full-time eBay seller. Let me just back up. I used to be a full-time eBay seller. I got out of selling eBay. I opened up a brick and mortar vintage store in Milwaukee, Wisconsin called BC Modern. We were mentioned in Domino magazine. We're mentioned in Apartment Therapy magazine. I really just took my focus away from eBay and started to focus on my store. Fast forward to 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to get back into reselling on eBay, but I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to do it in a way that, the same way that I kind of built my store, which was very organic. It was based off the things that I like. I didn't buy things based off of what the resale value was. I bought it because I liked it, and that's why it would be in my store. So I wanted to take that same philosophy and see if I could stick it into eBay. We did that. And so the first year, let me back up. Part of that concept also involved making sure that it didn't take away from my store, because that's really my breadwinner. That's how I take care of my family. So it couldn't take away from that, but it had to act as a side hustle. I was very ambitious and thinking like, well, I just need to get some consistency back in my life. So I decided to only list items for 1 or 2 days a month. I'm telling you the whole story, right? I just kind of told y'all there's no point in going to watch the whole video. Anyways, let me tell you. First year, if you really want to get the breakdown of what I did, the first year I did like 40 something, almost $50,000 going part time, coming back, selling things that were more designed around a passion, things that I was actually uh, happy to deal with, vintage toys. I even tell you the categories. Just look back in the old videos. I'll put them up here and you can look and watch these and you can see some information. So the last year I did the same thing, but this time I stepped it up a little bit. Instead of doing it once or twice a month, I started to schedule it more into my everyday routine. Not, I shouldn't say every day, but at least 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. When I would come home, no matter what it was, I would try to list 10 to 15 items. And that's what I would do. And I did that for the entire year. Some days I did more because I would say, you know what, next week I want to have one listing day. I don't do a per day listing type like store inventory. I run auctions. I run 99-cent auctions. Everything starts at 99 cents. It goes to the highest bidder. What I want to do for 2024 is, so last year, 2023, I ramped it up a little bit. We did almost 75,000 on a part-time basis, selling things that we actually enjoyed selling, packing things that we actually enjoyed packing, you know, things that we enjoyed finding, things that came with a cool story. Uh, so it didn't really feel like it didn't feel like a lot of work. It felt like very natural and just another piece to my puzzle that I built with my store. So for 2024, I got to get it to the 6 figures on a part-time basis. This is what I want to, talk about in this video. Is tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it too. Maybe it helps you see and potentially break down your goals in a different way. The way that I'm going to take this thing from zero to $100,000 on a part-time basis is simply by understanding a couple things. I don't want to add more time if not necessary. I don't really want to add more time. But if I do, even if it's one more day, the potential is huge. So even if you say, like everybody hears the analogy, $100,000 is $273 in sales every day. Now, I don't list with that same kind of philosophy of trying to get sales every day. I list where I'm running 5 or 7 day auctions with no reserve. I'm running, 50 to 100 of these every time that I list. I'm not listing per se with the same kind of per day thing, but we can use that as a like a benchmark number, because I think everybody hears that and they're like, oh, if I can do 270,000 or $273 a day, I can have $100,000 in sales. Obviously, there's other costs that go into that, but this is, this is if you can't discount that. If you can do $100,000 doing anything, the potential of seeing $1 million in sales is very much in your reach. Even if it's just a lifetime that it takes you to see that, it's still pretty amazing that you can do that. Anyways, for me, I can't break it down into daily goal. I have to break it down into monthly goals for myself. In 2023, we did $70,000 in sales on a part-time basis reselling on eBay. It's a side hustle. That was 1,203 items sold in 1 year with an average selling price of $58.87. Now, if we were to use that same scale that we were saying per day type sales, let's divide that by 365 days, and that's going to give me my per day sale average, I guess, if we're going to use that. Okay, my per day sale average for 2023 is $194. So now I can see how much of a gap I got to bridge to get to that number that I want to get to, which is from 0 to 100,000 in 365 days, less than 365 days now, because January is almost over. It's a monthly goal that I have to go after, because I'm not looking at a per day goal, because I don't list and add to a store inventory every day. If you're looking at adding to a store inventory every day, this number can still apply to you. Just know you got to list that probably 2 or 3 times that amount every day that you list, so that you can hit those numbers. I'll need about $8,400 a month to hit $100,000 in sales. That lets me know the number that I got to aim for every month, even if I got to do it in 2 or 3 weeks instead of doing listings every single week. Y'all follow me? If you follow me, please double tap, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'm coming at this in a whole different way than I think a lot of people that you see on these different platforms, and how they run their online businesses. Truthfully, when I walked away from eBay, we was already doing 6 figures in sales for our pawn shop. So I do know what I'm talking about. I promise you, I know what I'm talking about. I need you to stick around. I need y'all to stick with me. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible, but it might run a little longer. But I need you to stick with me on this one, because I think this way of thinking could help some people, even if you already think like this. Just to maybe hear it said again or said a different way might let something register, and it might push you to just kill it for 2024. All right. So I know my average selling price for 2023 was $194. If I don't do anything different, I can mimic what I did last year. I can do the same numbers. We want to get that number from 194 to 273. So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to take this method. I'm just going to save you a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to take, this is the method that I'm going to take. I'm going to increase the amount of items I sell. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to increase the amount of items I sell, which means I got to list more, right? There's no other way to control that, especially considering that I sell through online auctions. So it's not as much, it's a little easier for me to increase the number of items I sell by selling through online auction than it is for you to increase the number of items you sell when you sell through buy it now, because online auctions create a sense of urgency. And I'm also not listing things that are marginal. I'm listing things that are pretty highly collectible, and it creates bidding. That's kind of what it comes down to. What online auctions do for me with online selling is it guarantees every week that a certain amount of my items are going to sell. Stick with me, y'all. Stick with me, okay? I already know if I do the math right here, if I sell 1,500 items in 1 year at an average of $66.66, there's my 100,000. There's my 100,000. Or I could do absolutely nothing else with my average selling price and just keep it where it's at. And if I get to 1,700 items, again, this is just more auctions to me. It's not more store inventory that I have to sit on and house and figure out where it's at, and to house another, 500-600 items that aren't consistently going out the door is very hard for most resellers to do, unless you have an external storage space like what I'm in right now, my BC Modern Depot. I can keep my average selling price to $58, get up to 1,700 items sold, and I'll still hit that $100,000 mark. That's not the approach I want to take. I'm going with the 1,500 items sold, in 1 year with the average selling price of $66.66. But here's the bonus. If you stuck around to the end, here's the bonus because I'm going to document this. I want everybody to see this. I want people to see it because I want people to, I think that there is one narrative that's always pushed with eBay and reselling. And I need to disrupt that, like for real, because there's way more ways to make money than what is being shown out there. January ain't even over. I'm going to show you. My average selling price right now for January is $68.56. And I probably have, there's no probably, I'm only going to do eBay for one more week this month. And then that's it. Looking at what I've laid out for a plan, it looks like it's very achievable to hit this number by already the little tweaks I've done in the month of January. You got to keep tweaking it. You always got to keep tweaking it until you figure out your right combination. Luckily for me, I probably hit that right stride maybe about July, August of 2023. And what I needed after that was just a space to actually make it happen. And that's what I'm in is my BC Modern Depot. I can't stress enough that if reselling is something that you want to do at a very high level, organization and the ability to see what you have will change your business. You're going to hear me preach all the time, buy and sell what it is that you have passion for. There's so much stuff out here that we can make money off of. The one thing that I've seen for myself after 20 years of doing this, nothing fuels my fire for reselling and my business growth like uh, dealing with things that I personally actually like. And you know, when you think about a small business, you want to get up and you want to do something that you like every day. You know, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But anyways, um, like always, I appreciate anybody that watched the video. Even if I do not say it, I'm telling you now, I appreciate anybody that watches the videos. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd be greatly appreciated. Follow me on Instagram, Eric the Vintage Hunter on Instagram and TikTok. You can also follow my storefront, which is called BC Modern in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'll put that right here too. So thank you so much. And I hope this helps somebody. If it helped you, yeah, drop it in the comments. Don't be scared to say something. I'll talk back. And see you on the next one.